Let's talk about the first Filipina published book authors. During the early part of the colonial era, most of the books were prayer books and novenas. The first Filipina to write a book for publication was Luisa Gonzaga de Leon of Bacolor, Pampanga. She was born in 1805 and was a mestiza de sangli, but in her book, she called herself an India. She wrote her work Ejercicio Cotidiano or Daily Devotion in Kapampangan in 1843. Sadly, she died in the same year and her book was shelved. In 1852, her book was finally published. However, in the 9 years that her book was shelved, may nakasingit. Enter Maria Varela de Brodett. She was born in Manila in 1814 to Jose Varela and Felipa Velez de Escalante. Both belonged to affluent families of Intramuros who got rich because of the Manila-Acapulco galleon trade. Maria's paternal grandfather, Andres Varela, lost most of his wealth during the British invasion of Manila between 1762 and 1764, but it was recovered by the next generation. Maria's maternal grandfather, Felipe Velez de Escalante, was on the board of the Real Sociedad Económica de Filipinas or the Royal Economic Society of the Philippines. Maria was educated at the Beaterio de Santa Catalina de Seña, same sila ng school ni Maria Clara from Noli Me Tangere. The original campus in Intramuros was destroyed during World War II, pero Santa Catalina College na siya ngayon. Maria married Manuel Brodett, a peninsular from Astorga, Leon in Spain. His parents were inducted into the Spanish nobility in Burgos when he was a child. For being a loyal soldier for many years, the Spanish crown rewarded him with the position of Ministro Contador de las Reales Cajas, or Minister Accountant of the Royal Treasury. He traveled all over the Spanish kingdom. In 1834, when Maria Varela was 20 and Manuel Brodett was 44, they married in Intramuros in a lavish celebration. A year later, they had a daughter, Maria. Sadly, Manuel died after a year. In widowhood, Maria received a generous pension from the government. This is a copy of her pension claim, and this was how she signed her name in these documents. Maria supported charities, and she started a project that was both creative and spiritual. In 1839, Maria finished her Spanish prayer book, Novena de Santa Maria Magdalena, or the Novena to Saint Mary Magdalene. It was expanded, and another version was printed in 1844. The church approved her manuscript and she was ceremoniously recognized as the first female published author, which was a big deal. Maria entered the nunnery later in life, and when she died in 1864, her daughter became a ward of Santa Catalina until her own demise in 1885. Ang daming details. Paano nyo alam yan? We know so much because personal, church, and civil records exist and are held at the National Archives of the Philippines and the archives of the Congregation of the Dominican Sisters of St. Catherine of Siena. I am eternally grateful for the primary research of scholars like Dr. Luciano P.R. Santiago, without which we will not know much about Luisa Gonzaga de Leon and Maria Varela de Brodett, our Filipina publishing pioneers. O, diba?
Meow meow.